Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today I am back with another part of my state series where I am slowly building homes based on the 50 states in the US. And today we are tackling the state of New Mexico. If you haven't checked out this series yet, I'm slowly going by suggestions. There's a playlist down below if you'd like to see the states that we have already tackled. And they're fun builds, but they're not super serious. I like to go through Zillow listings for builds in these states, get some inspiration from things I see a lot of, and also look for some general inspiration online, as well as look up some fun facts about the homes and about the area, about the state, and just kind of talk about the fun things I learned while the build unfolds. So today I am creating this really pretty home. I am building in the world of Oasis Springs, which is a base game desert world. I thought that would be appropriate for the style of home I wanted to go for here, which it's probably not perfect, but based on a lot of inspiration pictures I found both on Zillow and on Google, I was going for something that was inspired by the Pueblo revival style of houses. So that is the general inspiration, but I just looked at so many listings and tried to make something that resembled what I was seeing. So that is what we're going for here. Also, this house comes in at 101,829 simoleons if you're curious and want to download it, and it is a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. And there's a pool out back, which is really fun. So without further ado, I'm going to get into some of the fun facts. Some of them are fun, some are just random, like information about the state. So New Mexico is actually the 47th state, which makes it one of the youngest American states. It didn't become a state until 1912. However, the capital of the state, Santa Fe, is actually the oldest state capital in the US, in all of North America. It was founded 10 years before the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth. And also, it is not only the oldest state capital, it's the highest elevated state capital. It is 7,199 feet above sea level, which is really high up. So it's got some beautiful views. I think that would be a really cool place to visit at some point. I've never been to New Mexico, but it looks absolutely gorgeous. I wrote down so many random facts, so they'll be kind of mixed in throughout this video. But right now on screen, you can see I'm trying to figure out a floor plan. And I will say this is one of those times where I created a floor plan. I figured out what each room was going to be. I'm putting placeholder furniture down. And then when I decorated it, I still somehow messed up and I put things in the wrong space. But I figured it out in the end and it worked out okay. As you can see, I'm placing down like a couch here and a table where I think the dining space is going to go. But for some reason when I was decorating, I forgot I had a whole nother room for the living room. So I made the dining room a living room instead. And then realized I had a whole room that was supposed to be a living room and figured that out. I ended up making the room smaller, cutting it off into two and having part of it be a dining room and part of it be an office. So it worked out pretty nicely. But outside, I'm just adding some details to the exterior with some of these pieces on the sides of the building, some awning, some cacti, just lots of landscaping. I had a lot of fun with the landscaping, but I completely wiped it out and came back to it a few different times. So you'll see that happening, but I think decorating and like landscaping in Oasis Springs is a lot of fun because it's just not the norm for me because I don't live in a place that looks like this. So having all these plants, including just like palm trees, I don't have palm trees here, are really exciting to decorate with, and I had a lot of fun with this build. Speaking of which, let me know what state you would like to see next. Please check out the playlist so you don't suggest a state we've already done, but I'm excited. I'm having fun. I think there's going to be more of these coming up. I just did one not too long ago. What was the last one we did? I think we did Pennsylvania last, and before that we did New York State, which was really, really fun. So let me know, what state you would like to see next. But let's get back to some of these facts while I'm working on some more landscaping. New Mexico was named by 16th century Spanish explorers who hoped to find gold and wealth equal to Mexico's Aztec treasures. And it's also one of the mountain states of the southern Rocky Mountains, sharing the four corners where the four states like meet in the middle. That includes New Mexico, as well as Utah, Colorado, and Arizona. And the climate in New Mexico is highly varied with its climate and geography. There's forested mountains, there's also sparse deserts. But the whole state isn't just a desert, which is what I feel like a lot of people think it is. And I know I'm building more of a deserty home here, but the whole state is not a desert. I just thought that this worked really nicely for the inspiration that I was seeing. I also added some chickens outside. I thought that that was really cute. I was seeing a lot about wildlife, or not really wildlife, but farming and like excessive amounts of animals and people having chickens. And so I decided to put chickens in the backyard. But anyway, another thing about New Mexico is they are known for their wine production. They have nearly 50 wineries. I don't have too much for that in this house, but I did make sure to include a couple of bottles of wine in the dining room, which I think is really nice, or juice, as the Sims likes to call it. I also thought it was really interesting that about 75% of New Mexico's roads are not paved. And that's just really cool. I don't know why. I think I would hate that because I get nervous driving on unpaved roads here because I'm bad at driving and have driving anxiety. But like, I thought that was really interesting. And also Smokey Bear, which is apparently called Smokey Bear, not Smokey the Bear, is originally from New Mexico. So that's kind of fun. Oh, and what I was talking about before, like cattle and all of that. There are more cows than people in New Mexico. There's more sheep as well. There are only about 12 people per square mile, so it's pretty spread out here, which I think is kind of fun. And the kitchen is coming together as well. I'm trying to figure out how to fit all of the things I wrote down into this voiceover. But I think what's coming together on screen is pretty self-explanatory. I have a really cozy kitchen when you first walk in. And I love this fireplace that I'm using from Jungle Adventure. A lot of the houses I was looking at had beautiful fireplaces. They were either sort of this style or like stone fireplaces, like cobblestone. And I thought this one was just perfect. So I decided to use this. I thought it was really pretty. And the rugs, oh my gosh, the red rug I used in here, I kept seeing like this basically exact rug in a lot of listing photos. So I was like, yeah, we're using that one. I thought it was really pretty. And I think this style and like this part of the country just seems so cozy and beautiful. So it was really fun to build something from that area. So New Mexico is home to the largest hot air balloon festival in the world. Every October, like 500 hot air balloons are going up in the air, which is wild. And, it's the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, which is really fun. I've never been in a hot air balloon, but I like the idea, but I also feel like I'd be terrified and panic. So maybe not. But we did just get the like debug hot air balloons with the wedding pack because they're in like the background somewhere in the world of Tartosa. So that's kind of cool. I actually pulled one out while I was working on this lot and I hadn't yet read about the balloon festival. So fun fact. Also, because it mentioned Albuquerque, that was the main area that I was looking at for inspiration, but I looked at a bunch of different towns. But Albuquerque is the one that I found like the most inspo from, so decided to go with that. All right, so this next part, I said this word earlier in this video, but I apologize if I'm saying it wrong or if I mispronounce anything. This is not stuff that is in my area, so it's not things I'm super familiar with, so I hope I'm pronouncing this right. But the word Pueblo is used to describe a group of people, a town, or an architectural style. Obviously, I mentioned that we're doing a Pueblo revival home here, and there are 19 Pueblo groups that speak 4 distinct languages. And Taos Pueblo is located 2 miles from the city of Taos, and it is the oldest continuously occupied community in the United States, and people still live in some of its 900-year-old buildings, which I thought was so cool. That's so old. I would love to see some of those. Also, Native Americans have been living in New Mexico for some 20,000 years. The Pueblo, Apache, Comanche, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that one right, or not. Navajo and Ute people were in New Mexico region when Spanish settlers arrived in the 1600s. Oh, this is the office now. I have a couple more facts for you, but first we're working on the office. I wanted it to be kind of cozy and have like the simple things you would need. So we have a desk and a like easel and stuff in here. I also made sure to include turquoise. I wanted to include that in here because it kind of feels like when you think of New Mexico, you think of turquoise. There are rich like amounts of it. There are rich deposits of turquoise in New Mexico, and it is also a space where the indigenous people are known for their turquoise jewelry. It's super popular. I know that when I was growing up, my mom was really into it. And so I just wanted to have a nod to that because New Mexico is so known for that. So there's just a chunk of turquoise in the office because there's not a lot of things you can do to represent that in The Sims. I had a couple of like little nods to various elements that were things that I discovered about New Mexico in this house, and that was one of them. Another thing is when we get to the last bedroom of this house, it's full of sunflowers, which is so pretty. And I'm trying to think what else. Oh, if you've seen the show Breaking Bad, it is based in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So, I mean, the same place that I am building this. And in the backyard, in the pool, just as a little nod to the show, I made sure that the floaty was a pizza because everyone remembers the scene with the pizza on the roof. So I did that just because I liked that show. Anyway, let me see what are the last couple of facts I have. So it looks like our next thing is related to Native American groups. So the Navajo have a reservation that covers 14 million acres in New Mexico, which is absolutely wild. And also, the town of Deming is known for its annual duck races. That sounds so cute. I really love that. And then my last thing I wrote down, which is another personal favorite of mine, is the city of Truth or Consequences was once called Hot Springs. In 1950, the town changed its name to the title of a popular radio quiz program. And that's not like why I wrote it down. When I found that out, I was like, but I know it for a different reason. I know Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, because of Last Minute Trips by Wafsicle, which was Julian, Salamita, and Colin. Oh my gosh, do I know Colin's last name? I don't think so. But I think of it from that. So if you are a part of that as well, if you were watching with Truth or Consequences New Mexico, let me know. So yeah, those are all the facts that I wrote down. We're just going to be finishing up the house here. There's tons more about this state I'm sure I did not even begin to cover because it's hard to show off an entire state in a single build and talk about everything you could possibly know about it in like 15 minutes. So if you have any interesting facts you'd like to share about New Mexico, please let me know. And of course, let me know what state you would like to see next. But anyway, I talked over the primary bedroom. This is like a teen room in here. I think it's really cute. It's like a peachy color and it's pretty simple. I was still trying to stick within the style I was going for the rest of the house in all of the bedrooms. So I really like the patterns I picked on the bed and the rug, and I kept most of the walls pretty neutral throughout the space. I have a couple of pops of color here and there, but I think it came out really cute. I also made sure to have laundry in the bathroom. There's only one bathroom, but it's also a laundry space. Anyway, this is the last bedroom I had mentioned earlier. It's very sunflower themed. I think it's super cozy. I was kind of thinking it was more like a spare bedroom or maybe like a kid that is now a young adult and kind of moved out, but they sometimes come by and stay. So this is the room they would stay in. So yeah, basically a spare room. So yeah, it's very yellow and sunflowery. There's a sunflower bedspread and painting and sunflowers on the bedside table. There's even a little TV in here. We have a nice tapestry, and we end up with a couple of little dressers over in the corner from Tiny Living. And a mirror. Yeah, the mirror from Jungle Adventure is so pretty. Anyway, we're moving back to the backyard now, which is mostly filled up with this really pretty pool. I love this so much. I want a pool. I've never had a pool, and it would just be so nice. So sometimes it's really fun to add them to my Sims houses. Also, it's just like one of the things you can put in a backyard in The Sims. Anyway, I also have a couple of loungers out here with an umbrella. Those are both from the My Wedding Stories game pack. We got some chairs. We ended up getting a grill out here as well and a trash can. And then I should be getting the pizza floaty that I put in the pool as well. I think that's the next thing I'll be adding potentially. And of course, working on all of the landscaping, making sure there's enough plants everywhere and it kind of blends into its surroundings. But that's it for this build. I hope you enjoyed the latest part of the state series. I hope you enjoyed New Mexico. Let me know what you think. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you have not already, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the screenshots. Bye, everyone.